Welcome back to Learning Chess with me. We're back on the chess and we're going to be learning the basics. We just got done with the initial fundamentals. Now we're going to do intermediate. Board setup. Stage 13, board setup. The two armies face each other, ready for the battle. Let's go. Alright, board setup. This is the initial position of every game of chess. Make any move to continue. Alright, so that's right. There's also what's called freestyle chess or chess 960, which is different, but in classical and what you see, what you consider normal chess, this is what it looks like. Alright, so any move to continue. So I'm going to do a very common move, g2. Alright, board setup. First place the rooks. They go in the corners. Alright, this rook's going to go here. This rook's going to go here. Right on. The knights. Okay, a little bit tricky. Then place the knights. They go next to the rooks. Well, first off, I can't easily, if I'm going to move this pieces correctly, I'm going to go 1, 2. And then from here, we're going to go 1, 2. Outstanding. Place the bishops. They go to the knights. Alright, so importantly, dark squared bishop, light squared bishop. This dark square is going to go on the dark square because that's the only place it can go. Light square is going to go on the light squared bishop space. Place the queen. She goes on her own color. That's a good way to remember it. If you're looking at a board, the white queen is going to always be on the white. The dark queen is always going to be on the dark square. So move down. You're good at this. And then lastly, the king. Place the king right next to his queen. Go 1, 2, 3. Great job. Pawns form the front line. Make any move to continue. So they're all right here. They're asking me to move these ones. Let's just move. Maybe that one. Perfect. Stage 13 complete. Alright, now we're going to learn about castling, one of my favorite parts. Castling. Bring your king to safety and deploy your rook for attack. Alright, so this is it's rare in chess that you get to move two pieces at the same time. Obviously when you're capturing a piece you take one off, but like to move two different pieces at the same time. So it says move your king 2 squares to castle kingside. So right here we've moved the bishop, we've moved the knight out of the way already, and so and this is the king side of the board on over here. This is all the king side. This would be the queen side. And so to move it 2 spots, it's giving 1, 2, 3 options. So I'm going to go all the way over here, and they automatically move the rook for you. Move your king 2 squares to the castle queen side. And so I click on it. Okay, so I have 2 options. I could just move over 1. The rook will not come over this way if I just move it 1. It's only going to work if I move 2 spots over. And I can't do more than that. Alright, the knight is in the way. Move it, then castle king side. Alright, so point out right here, there's our knight, and we've got to move it up out of the way, and then we can move our king and castle. Castle king side, you need to move out pieces first. Alright, a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to go ahead and move this pawn up, move this knight out of the way, move this bishop. Not the most effective way to do it, not the best way to do it, but it's a way to do it. There we go. Castle queen side, you need to move out pieces first. Same thing, just trying to move out the queen, the bishop, and the knight. And so an easy way to do this, let's move this guy up out of the way, move this one out of the way, move this one out of the way, move the queen out of the way. Now, when I go to the king, all of a sudden there's this option to go here. Alright, you cannot castle if the king has already moved or the rook has already moved. So here you'll notice this rook is not in its starting spot over here. It has moved to there. So I cannot, so if I give it the options, I can't move it. However, I can move it over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do queenside castle. Alright, you cannot castle if the king is attacked on the way. Block the check, then castle. So right now you might be wondering, king is not currently in check. However, it would be if it went there. So one easy way to block it, let's go ahead and move the pawn up out of the way, and then move over. Find a way to castle kingside. Okay, so one idea right here, I'm trying to get in this direction. One way to do it is to take out this knight and this bishop is attacking this direction. So I'll go here, and then I'll come down here, see if this is possible. Yep, it is. Alright, find a way to castle queenside. Alright, so right now we have this bishop and this bishop both attacking, and then you also have this knight attacking these squares. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the knight, and maybe not the best strategy, but as long as I'm just trying to castle and nothing else, I'm going to move this knight to block here, and I'm going to move this pawn to block here. And so now both of these diagonals are blocked. So if I go to my king, there's going to be no issue in getting it done. Congratulations, you should almost always castle in a game. It's true, especially as a newbie or a beginner, someone like me. Castling is great. Grandmasters obviously know when to castle and when not to castle. Alright, next, en passant. Ooh, fun. En passant. When the opponent pawn moved by 2 squares, you can take it like if it moved by 1 square. So this is a rule I didn't know a lot growing up. I was always surprised by it. I got beaten a game one time and discovered it. Alright, so en passant, the special pawn move. Black just moved the pawn by 2 squares right here. So it just came down. Take it and en passant. So they're saying this pawn, even though it's not occupying this square, because it's the first time, I can take it. Perfect. En passant only works immediately after the opponent moved the pawn. So in this hypothetical, they just showed me that the pawn moved down here. This one has already been placed, so I cannot go that direction. This pawn does not have the option to attack there. However, this is the first time, so this one does. See, I have 2 options, so I'm going to take it en passant. En passant only works if your pawn is on the 5th rank, so it's highlighting right here, 5th rank. I have 2 different pawns. This pawn is on the 6th rank, and so it does not count. It has to be on the 5th rank, and so this one's not going to work, but this one will. Excellent. En passant, the special pawn move. Take all the pawns en passant. Okay, so this one moved down. That means it's our first one. There's only 2 spots where it could attack from. This one's got a pawn, so I'll take it. Alright, same thing. This one moved down here. I would need a pawn here or here. I got one there, so I'll take it en passant. This one moved down 2 spots as well. This pawn, if it had been here, or if this pawn were up here, could take it, but we don't see that, so we have this one, and I'm going to take it en passant. And then last one, this one moved down, en passant. Stage 15 complete. Congratulations, you can now take en passant. Alright, stalemate. Oh. When a player is not in check and does not have a legal move, it's a stalemate. The game is drawn. No one wins, no one loses. Let's go. Alright, to stalemate black, black cannot move anywhere. There is no check. Alright, so right here we have the rook, and it's taking this entire file, so they can't move anywhere. So there's only one legal spot that this king can move, and it's asking me to move the bishop in the way. There you go. Next. Alright, to stalemate black, black cannot move anywhere. There is no check. Alright, so we have this knight attacking this square and this square. So these 2 are open. If I move this knight here, it'll attack this one and this one. So if I come here, be no legal move. And this pawn is on this side, can't move in front of the king. So it's one simple move with the knight. There you go. To stalemate black, black cannot move anywhere. There is no check. Alright, so looking, here's the king right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. Now, also has 1, 2, 3, and 4 spots. Okay, so this rook is attacking right here, taking off those spots. This right here, the bishop is attacking these spots. Not under check, so the king has 2 legal moves. The best way, obviously, to do this is we're trying to stalemate. You take your knight, you move it here. The knight is going to attack this spot and this spot, and it's also going to prevent the pawn from being able to move forward. So there's your stalemate. Black cannot move anywhere. There's no check. Ooh. All right. So looking at this board, we got one pawn, two pawn, and a knight. Right now, it's currently being blocked. Now, interestingly enough, this knight right here is also being blocked by the bishop. The knight cannot move out of the way, or else the bishop would take the king. So it's what's called a pinned piece. Now, king, however, right now still has two spots open to it, going all the way back here. These two spots. So the idea is to take this rook, bring it all the way up. It'll land here, and then you have this entire part taken away. So that's what we're going to do. Next. All right. Again, we're trying to form a stalemate. Generally not what you're trying to do if you're attacking, but what we're doing here. So here's the king. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 spots it can go. Currently 3 are being taken away by the rook on this back row right here, and also this spot is being taken away by the bishop. This spot being taken away right there. Also, this spot right here is being doubly taken because the king is right there. And so you have all these pawns. The idea is what we're going to do is we're going to end up taking the rook so that there's not a legal piece moving. And then this, you might be wondering about this pawn right here. Why can't the pawn just move forward? Because this bishop will be attacking the king. So this is another pinned piece. So of all these spots, they're already being taken up by different pieces. We just need to remove the rook, and that's it. That's a stalemate. All right, stage 16 complete. All right, that's the intermediate section. I'll see you next time for advanced.